it's always been in my blood, and I kind of like, wanted to express how I'm, feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the only way I could really do that is by like telling my story through like song and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with like, I don't know what it is about like rapping. Like obviously I've been rapping a lot less time than I've been like, singing. I've been singing along because like, the musical and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like something about rapping, bro, is like, I feel like you get out more ideas when you rap. At least to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
like when you sing, you're
it.
more like focusing on like the melody and stuff like that. When you rap, like you could tell a story, like your story and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It gets across better.
Man, you saying the same thing I just said in I think I don't know what interview I said that. I said the same thing. I like
Word.
to me, like when it comes to like R&B, jazz, so where you just say all the technically quote unquote black music or whatever, or music out there. It can be other stuff too. I just feel like hip hop or is you definitely telling a story. You painting a picture. Well, with the R&B. They you got soul and depth in there and so forth, but they only in that they only in like a 8 to 12 bar structure. You can't get a lot out in that time, in that length of time. They really, like I said again, they just really in that 8 bar, and then they go into the bridge and then back to the hook, then another 8. So you only got really just 16. You know what I'm saying? To just say what they want to say. So you got to really like, this is how I said it, you got to really like fill in the blanks with what they are really trying to convey. But with hip hop, you getting right to it. You getting the meat and potatoes of it, and you really like expounding on what it is that you feel and think about something and so forth. So for people to really see it. And then so many other like nuances that you can go in when you go do double and triple entendres and similes and metaphors and stuff like that. It kind of flies over people's head when you do that in R&B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The similes work a lot better, but other stuff you can't do double and triple entendres like that in R&B. What comes to mind when what's his name? Kanye West. I think you mentioned Kanye West earlier. With your sampling and so forth. When he came out with No Church on Sunday and so forth, or whatever, You My Chick-fil-A. That's a triple. That's a double entendre. You know what I'm saying? Right. When he was saying it, but a lot of folks wouldn't get like, huh? What you mean? No Chick-fil-A? But he was just saying, I'm being with the family and everything. And, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's basically what he was saying. So people weren't really getting it. So that's what I'm saying. It flies over your head. But he coming from hip hop, bringing it into, in the R&B scene and so forth. I mean, not R&B where, more of a, that was a church album when he came out. Yeah, gospel album, yeah. But I'm just saying it went over people's head, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. I get it.
Yeah. So I agree with you there wholeheartedly, man. It's just like nothing like it, man. So especially when I got exposed to it, cause I see here, you say you come from a church background. I think a lot of us do in our culture and so forth. Right. But when I was over my cousin's house in Alabama and so forth, when I got exposed to music, hip hop, that's when it was like, it opened up a whole new world to me then, cause I was very creative then. I wrote, like poems and stuff like that, real good at that, and draw and all that stuff like that. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, I can put this to a beat and everything. That's when it was kind of born for me for wanting to make music then. And so, but yeah, so that's cool, man. That you said that. I like that's confirmation that I'm feeling the same thing. So somebody else feeling like that too. Yeah, most definitely.